Ain't nobody fresh like me. I'm just so fresh, so clean. My new
Mm.
camera got me looking fresh and hot. I could have just said HD. I don't know why I messed up my own rhyme.
He said, I don't know why I messed up my own like he made the song.
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, I messed up my song. Yeah. Uh,
That's how cold I am. Like I wrote it already and I messed it up. Like how cold that
what song? What year did that come out?
was so fresh, so clean.
Yeah,
That was like 2001.
2001. So this
Okay.
man, like fresh out of diapers, just was like, you know what? Let me just make this song, or let me make a song
Hey
about being
man,
fresh and clean.
I know a lot of
This
stuff I
man,
shouldn't even
this
know.
man got a bath taken. His mom was giving him a bath at 3 years old. This man got out the sink and was like, "Let me make a banger."
I was wrong. It
Oh
was
man,
2000. So even worse.
2000. Also,
I was
you
only
really
two.
jumped out that sink. You was
I
like, "I'm
was
ready, mama."
I was only two.
Just so fresh, so I can't even sing. My voice is so gone. Look,
See me.
hello all, and welcome back to the Hill Turn Podcast. I'm your host Isaiah Jackson Jr. Joined alongside me, the man with the webcam, making him look like he's fresh out of Gotham City, Devin Lee Crowns. Devin, how are you today?
To be honest, I wouldn't want to be in Gotham because it's too dark for me. I'd rather be like in Central City or something like that.
You rather
But
be
I'm
in
good.
Central City. He,
It
this
is
man
just
just this man just sneaked this the Flash. He was like, "Oh, Gotham City's too dangerous. I gotta go where the weak superheroes at. Let me go to Central City." That's what this man said. That's what I heard this man say.
every time you see it, be raining and stuff. People getting beat up all day.
They got sharks, gorillas out there. I'm like, what is going
Yeah,
on?
I'm good.
Devin, I got a question.
I'm hoping
We
I know the
are
answer.
we are obviously a wrestling podcast. One of the questions is, do we watch every wrestling?
Obviously. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
like watch. Why exactly? Now, do we watch every wrestling promotion? Like, be
We
honest
don't.
for the listening audience. Yeah, we don't
I
at
don't.
all.
It's
We
a lot
don't
going
at
on.
all. There's a lot. Yes, there's a lot going on. But man, I watched NWA for the first time, and I thought I had time traveled. Devin, I'm gonna give you some of the list of names that popped up. I saw the tag team choral of, I think they were called the Dirty Sexy Boys. That was a tag team of JTG and Fandango. I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's where you guys went. First off, NWA
Just
doesn't
me.
have, it was ridiculous. Like, NWA doesn't have entrances. They just walk out to silence. The crowd isn't as lively. I'm gonna be honest. The announcing took me out of everything. Then that's no offense to the announcers. I lied. That is an offense to the announcers because one of them was Velvet Sky. And I'm sorry, but can you tell me what Velvet Sky did to make you look at her and be like, yeah, she needs to do commentary? Or can you see Velvet Sky in an announcer role? I don't think she's Renee Young.
I would have never predicted that.
Yeah, exactly. She's not like play by play. She's Beth Phoenix in the NWA, like calling the matches. And to be honest, it took me out of it. The announcer took me out of it. The wrestling was old school. Everything was pretty old school. It's not that
I
I
saw. Oh, I mean, cut you off. Sorry.
go ahead.
No, I agree because it was about probably 2 months ago. I saw a clip of it, and I was kind of like, man, it got like it just like it never advanced to like what we're used to now. I don't like you said, I don't stay up to date with it, but just catching just a glimpse of it, I'm like, wow, like they really keeping it old school.
Yeah, old school, old school. Like when I seen them walk out with no interest, and everybody just booing and cheering, I had to rewind it like 3 times. I'm like, am I deaf? Like, am I missing something? I was like, what just happened? But I just didn't understand. I mean, I did understand it. I just didn't see why I haven't reached out to it sooner, if that makes sense. Because you have
Yeah.
you have your WWE alums, I guess. I guess you could say. Chris Aldis, also known as Chris Masters, well, formerly known as Chris Masters. You had Tyrus, who's the diehard Republican that is the Funkadactyl. I'm spacing on his name.
It was Brodus Clay.
Brodus Clay. That's the man's name. Thank you. I was like, because when I seen him walk to the ring as champion, I was like, well, first off, I thought you was this. The last time I seen him, he was on CNN talking about, yeah, Trump is that guy. We need this man in that office. And I was like, okay, I hate you. Like, it's like straight up, like, we can be honest here. But granted, still a great wrestler. His political views does not, equate to his wrestling. So, not taking that out of the aspect, he is a good wrestler. So all rights for him to be champion. Trevor Murdoch, we saw. I was like, man, I felt like I went back in time, and it was just like the outcast of WWE. With a couple of mistakes here and there. There was would you watch NWA? Is NWA something that would catch your attention?
Honestly, no. I'm sorry. Like, it's
And this man, usually he would take a minute. Usually he'll give it like a breath or two. He said straight up no.
Because when you said that, I just pictured like what I last seen at the NWA, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Like I can't.
You would have thought I asked this man, hey bro, you want to run Impact? You want to run Impact real fast? Like he said, just straight up no, never, no.
I just can't.
Don't ever ask me that again. I'm like, dang, Devin.
Oh, it's just I don't know. It's not a part of my the aesthetic. It's just not for me. I'm not watch wrestling like I need to get a nice stage. I need this. I watch wrestling for wrestling and storytelling, but all the it's too dull for me. I can't. The presentation wise for me.
Yeah, no, it makes sense. And to be honest, something happened in that match. It was between the Dirty Sexy Boys and a random tag team. I'm spacing on the name, but then Fandango, the guy tagged out, and Fandango was gonna go for a super kick, but it looked like some miscommunication because Buddy dipped out the ring, and Fandango just sat there. So the guy's tag team partner walked in. They kind of bear hug, fighting for position, and Fandango lost, so he got beat up, which was technically supposed to be happening because the heels had that advantage. So I was like, I actually thought about to myself like that made sense. They didn't have to do 12 flips and fall on each other and to have this whole thing make sense. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Like you saying like it was kind of I didn't see it, so you saying like it was kind of like a clunky.
Yeah, like the psychology of it.
Yeah.
Fandango was in there by himself, about to hit a super kick. He hesitates because Buddy tagged in his partner.
Yeah.
So they kind of look at each other. The guy gets out the ring. His tag team partner walks in. Him and Dango kind of bear hug, wrestling for position until they get to the turnbuckle. Fandango's back hits a turnbuckle. Now he's at a disadvantage. Now he's getting stomped out.
Yeah, see, it's like things like because things like that. That's type of stuff that like kind of disengage you because you're like, hey, what's going on? Like that look kind of. I hate that type of moment. Like I'd be kind of into a match and then like I see like a little slip up. I'm not looking for slip ups because obviously I'm trying to stay engaged into it. But once I see it now, I'm like, what? That's supposed to happen? Like it's just it's that disengagement moment right there. It's like,
yeah, but making it make sense was the best part about that. Because usually you'll see a guy jump from the top rope, land on each other, they hit the ground. The guy pops up, yeah, I just hit that dude. And then the guy gets back up, oh, I'm not hurt that bad. Let me roll into this ring. And let me, we're watching we talk about how AEW superstars are superheroes. So watching NWA, seeing some realistic fighting styles, granted it's not as exciting as AEW, but it makes sense. That's the only thing that caught my attention. Does it make me want to be like, yeah, watch this again? Nah, I'm sorry. Sorry, NWA. But I just wanted to give that a little bit of light. We're on WOW 110 right now. If you're listening, we're on Fridays at 7. I wish my voice was better to make that sound a whole lot epic and insane. But man, we want to thank Peter Carosis, Matthew Taylor for allowing us to be on WOW 110. You can catch us on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, and now WOW 110. So thank you, WOW 110. Catch us
shout
on
out to WOW
Fridays.
110.
Yeah, shout out WOW 110. So you can catch us on Fridays at 7 and at 12 a.m. Devin, you made quite a take a couple weeks ago. Can you explain what you said to the audience and how it pretty much totally backfired on you?
Yeah. Sometimes I make these predictions and they don't pan out. And I
Oh yeah.
said, I was asked, was Finn Balor being buried after he got drafted to Raw late last year? And I said, no, Finn Balor's gonna be fine. They're gonna have him in the WWE title picture. Everything's gonna be nice for him. Yeah, it's not. This man, uh, he losing to Austin Theory. He getting beat up afterwards. It's just like whatever. And I don't know. It's I would say go back to NXT, but I don't even want him back to.
You want them to go back to NXT 2.0.
No. I'm saying like it's just I don't know what to. I guess they don't know either. It's just like at SmackDown, like you said, like he had reached the ceiling there with Roman. Then you go to Raw, and it's like, what are you gonna do there? And I'm like, yeah, find something. And yeah, he found something to just lose to Austin Theory and propel him forward. Pretty much doing what Jeff Hardy, I guess, was previously doing. It's just Finn Balor to me ain't at that point where he should be and others. I mean, he can elevate another star, but I just feel like he's not at that point where, yeah, that's why you're there for to elevate somebody else. I feel like he could be elevated as well. It's just not happening right now. Ever since that turnbuckle broke, man.
I'm telling you, that's the biggest problem about this. Devin, if you had to guess, how old is Finn Balor?
Isn't he like 38?
40.
I was close.
Man is 40 years old, about to be 41 in July. He don't have that much time. He's
like,
like,
he don't make 40 seem that old though.
When you're a WWE wrestler, having to I feel like Ric Flair destroyed age in wrestling. When Ric Flair started wrestling at age 70 and was still taking bumps on live TV, I saw it. The worst thing I seen, I remember this vividly, watching this at my mom's room, like, what is going on? Edge versus Ric Flair in that ladder match on Raw. Ric Flair's all bloody, he's jumping off ladders into tables. I'm like, Rick, you are 70. You do not need to do this. Like the way your history is, the nature boy, you do not need this. And now I'm like,
oh no, I was just like we're talking about Ric Flair ladder matches. I was destroyed when he not destroyed, but I was distraught. There we go. I was distraught in that Money in the Bank match. He was in at WrestleMania 22. And I think Matt Hardy, I think he did a twist of fate off the ladder or something like that, or knocked him off. He hit the mat. I sat there and then he was like, it was like a delay. I'm like, what the
heck? Yeah.
Because then he got carried out. Old that it take a minute to like register? Yeah, they had to take him back. Then he started coming back out. I'm like, dude, stop it. Like, it's not even worth it for you.
Yeah, just to fall off again. I think he got hit with a chair shot at the last one. I was like, bro, crazy. You're done.
And like that was, I'm like, man.
And at that time, Ric Flair wasn't getting as buried. I mean, he had Evolution. He didn't really need to do anything extra. Mm-hmm. So you look at somebody like Finn Balor, who's 40. I got to figure out when his contract expires, but he doesn't have that one another injury, God forbid, but another injury, and that's a lot of time. That's a whole lot of time off. AJ Styles, he's 40 something. He's looking for a lighter contract. Finn Balor, he asked for a lighter contract. You're not doing nothing. Vince McMahon already said he doesn't see nothing in you. Nobody wants to. You had a push in NXT. Thank you, Triple H. But Vince McMahon, Bruce Pritchard, none of them see nothing in you. And that's the same that goes with Cesaro, who's also about to touch 40. I don't think he's 40 yet. But you see somebody like Finn Balor, who was champion, got injured, has a relinquished it, went to NXT, took over there, rose back up, and was like, you know what, we're gonna feed you to Roman. That's gonna be your job today. And you know what? I feel like Devin must have walked up to him and said that. I feel like that was a Devin thing, Devin dressed up as Bruce Pritchard and we like walked up to Finn.
No. You make it seem like it's a dungeon. It's all dark. It's chains everywhere. It's this locked door, right? It start moving and stuff. I'm like, hey, you gotta go get fed to the big dog Roman. Like I open up the door. He all in stuff. You ever seen Harry? I don't think you ever seen Harry Potter.
Never.
Dang. I won't make the reference, dude. It was a big dog in there. It had like 3 heads, and it was,
I know what you're talking about, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining when you said I had to feed on the Roman. I'm like,
not even then. I feel like you just knocked on Finn Balor's door. He was like, "Yeah, bro. Sorry to tell you this, but you're gonna lose to Roman. You're not gonna like do anything crazy. You probably just gonna have a turnbuckle snap on you."
Like I hunt down people to sacrifice for the tribal chief.
I'm saying
It could be
you
a
give out
cartoon
you
out of
give out
that.
the list of suggestions. You have the list of Devin. You like
Can't
here's the
take
people
this.
I think should be buried. Now, Devin, speaking of a burial, I gotta bury you one more time because you made another comment about another wrestler that didn't turn out the way you thought it would.
I'm gonna just stop talking. How about that? I won't predict nothing else.
I'm saying, look, I
Matter
can't wait till
of
the Royal
fact,
Rumble too.
I'm gonna predict that I'm broke. Let's see how that goes.
Yeah, Devin, what, what were you wrong on this time?
Oh, you talking about in regards to the Royal Rumble?
No, in regards to this guy that you
Oh,
got wrong.
gotcha.
I'm like, man,
No,
this is the
I
second
got.
time I tried to throw it at this
Oh, because I
man.
could have sworn you said
I'm like,
Rumble, but no, man, it's the pain. You know, it's still hurting from last night when I saw it. But yeah, you know, you asked me, you were like, oh, Devin, what do you think they're gonna do with Walter NXT 2.0? You think it's gonna be all right? And I'm like, well, that'd be all right. It's Walter. I mean, you know, arm behind his back, about to do that. You know, that's all. It's simple. It's been working for how long in NXT UK? How long was he champion in NXT UK? Like, come on, like something's working, right? No, man. As this, match with Roderick Strong, it was a great match too. Then they just had to mess up everything by letting him not introduce himself, say who won, and he didn't say Walter, he said Gunter. And
Gunter.
yeah, uh, it hurt more because I had just read about that they trademarked it, and then people saying about the background of the name. And I'm like, what they gonna use that name for? He did not ever pop in my head like they may use it for him. Like I never would have thought of that. Never, right?
Yeah, I believe the last name was like Gunter Starks. Is
Stark,
it Gunter
yeah,
Starks
Starks.
or yeah, Starks? And there's apparently somebody in NXT whose last name is either Starks or Sparks. It was a woman,
Yeah,
and so
they
everybody
thought
thought
it
it was
was
going to
like,
go to her.
yeah. So it
And
went totally
unfortunately,
over my head.
oh, definitely, I woke up and everybody's like Gunter, Gunter, Gunter. I'm like, man, who's this Gunter loser? And I'm like, why is Walter's face keep popping up on this Gunter loser? Like
This
I was
ain't
so
him.
confused. I had to go back and watch NXT to be like, who did somebody debut? Am I missing something? Look that you just did this man a foul. Why everybody besides Kaylee Ray? Why is everybody from the NXT UK being rebranded? Why do you need that? Why did Tony Storm need it? Why did Tony Storm need a whole? Her name didn't change, but she had a character change. She was a badass, and now she was crying, getting pie thrown in her face twice. That's why she was like, you know what? She probably walked into that office. What's gonna happen? Yeah, you're gonna get another pie to the face. All right, cool. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Dipped. Like, no, I'm not coming back here. You guys are stupid. I'm not saying she said. I'm not saying she said. I'm not gonna put words in her mouth, but I could assume that's how it would have went. But you have somebody like Gunter as well. Gunter, why does he need that? Walter is a menace. Walter, just hearing his theme song, it is the most gentleman-like theme song. Yet I hear it and I'm like, somebody's gonna die.
And behind the back, it's smooth, man.
It's exactly. And Buddy's what 300 something pounds. Like Buddy is he's a big man. This is a big man who hits hard. His power bombs are ridiculous. His chops are scary. Everything this man do looks like it hurts. Why does he need it? Why does he need a whole? Why does he need a character change? Why does he need any type of change? Bearcat Lee posted, for the guy formerly known as Bearcat Lee, posted that if what I'm hearing is correct, poor Walter, this man who also went through a character change. So it's just like, what is the point?
I don't see what the point. I hate to see like any story like, oh, they did it because of this and they did it because of that and they didn't want to do with it. No, like just let the man be Walter. Just it was fine. It's been working for how long? Like, see, literally every time they do something like this, it always goes back to what I said. WWE, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because when you do that, you just finna make more other problems. Like, just leave it alone. Like, with Keith Lee, like he was fine and he came up, he changed his music, you alter his gear a bit, and you changed his fighting style. He was doing kicks and flips, it was something different because he was a bigger guy. Now you want him to fight like normal big guys, like that's what made him stand out. And you wondering why ain't nobody going, oh, okay. Because you keep changing stuff, like leave it alone.
Right, Gunter didn't have a name. He didn't have his wrestling style didn't change. We had to watch a match from him. Nothing changed about him until he picked up that mic and said, "My name is Gunter." Like
Exactly. Like he
he
had a
instant.
fire match. That was a fire match. Literally, you could have just had that match. Everything he do, it would have been perfect. And you had to go screw it all over by having him interrupt the announcer going, "No, it's Gunter." God, like, come on.
Now, how I think we'll see him do something stupid within the next month.
Yeah, I'm
I think
hoping.
he'll be in something stupid in the next month.
Hope it's like no new music. No, please. Scared.
That now one person that is not scared at all. As a matter of fact, he's actually standing up for what he believes in is Ali. Ali said he has an important role in life. Like he has something he needs to do, but he cannot do that under WWE contract. So he asked for his release. Why didn't this happen sooner?
Depends on what came up. Maybe it was something like he had been trying to work out in the background and like find out, WWE's like, no. And it's like, hey, I'm not really making a huge impact here. Well, there's something out there, I can make a huge impact in that I want to do. Might as well dip, you know.
I
And
feel
like,
like,
oh, sorry.
but
No, go ahead. I just that was pretty much it. I was like, I mean, if you got to leave and feel like there's something that if I got WWE restricting him on something he probably want to do, then I don't. It's not like we saw. I'm not trying to say we didn't see him that much, but he wasn't making a big splash lately.
I feel like when WWE told him, because when they said he needed surgery, they said he needed this major surgery, but he held it off because they said Vince and creative team told him that the group that he had, that horrible, that weird group, well, them hackers, Retribution.
Yeah, I
That
was
is,
good.
when they said they was gonna have this big storyline ending at WrestleMania, and then they just ended up breaking it up at Fastlane, ending the promise that Ali had. Ali wasn't gonna have surgery at all. This surgery was major, yet they told him, "Well, if you hold off till WrestleMania, we're gonna have this whole blowout, and you'll have your moment and this and other." None of that happened. I feel like he should have left then. I feel like that was
Like,
the final straw.
it should have been low.
But then again, you never know somebody's personal life. I don't want to get into anything like too serious, especially from a Chicago man. Shout out Ali. But it's just I feel like this was definitely building up to happen eventually. Ali has it's just it's just sad to say, just a victim of circumstance. Had a push, got it taken over by Kofi. Was gonna get another push, needed surgery. Was gonna get another push. He had an injury back when he came out of NXT. I mean 205 Live. Like Mustafa Ali had the cards dealt against him. But yet that still didn't stop him from being a great talent, a great promo. I like his promos at least. I think Ali's a talented person. And to be honest, I think it'll be great to see him on AEW Dark. I'm
See,
sorry. To be honest, I mean, that if he goes to AEW, that's where I see him going to AEW Dark. If Jay Lethal is on AEW Dark, if Adam Cole is on AEW Dark, yeah, Mustafa Ali's going there.
what? I mean, I don't think it's like a demotion though.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing that he's going to, but I'm saying if he does get signed to AEW,
Yeah, that's what
if
you see
he,
him.
yeah, I see him in AEW. I see him in AEW Dark, beating up jobbers, and that's something I want to talk about real fast. We're gonna get into before our Raw review. Devin, this is not really a Raw review. We're mainly just picking out the parts that we just don't like, and we're just voicing our opinions on it. Devin, AEW Dark. I seen two of the most foolish wrestling I've ever seen. And this isn't me talking bad on AEW but AEW Dark that's something that's gotta change. Their format, from what I can see, from what I've seen for the past weeks and weeks of watching AEW Dark, you get an interest, you get a win. The moment you get an interest, the camera's focused on you, everybody's all geek, the announcers are putting you over. Seconds later, and oh, I forgot this random guy in the ring that apparently nobody knows about, but he's gonna go 15 minutes. Devin, I watched a 10-minute match with the undefeated Adam Cole against a random guy. No offense to him, but he's a random guy making his AEW debut. They went 10 minutes. They went 10 plus minutes. Adam Cole was undefeated, and he's on AEW Dark with somebody he doesn't know for 10 minutes. What we just saw CM Punk. We literally just saw CM Punk beat Shawn Spears. Shawn Spears was just signed to WWE. He came to AEW to get squashed in 5 seconds to CM Punk. But yet Adam Cole on the freaking AEW Dark on YouTube is going 10 minutes with some random dude. Make it make sense, Devin. Can you make this make sense?
It's hard. Like, I'll put it that way. I would try, but it's kind of hard. Man, it's
If every match I have to see is an entrance, some random dude in the ring, you guys go 10 minutes with a random person, somebody that we know nothing about.
Yeah, because when you bring that up, like the setup, like like you would see like on SmackDown, like they have somebody's art coming out. There's already been a guy in the ring. You already know the guy gonna lose. Maybe local talent or something. And like that's great for local talent. They get to go and be work at a WWE production. Like that's fine, but still we knew it was gonna happen. Now to have AEW Dark, to have that same setup, but to have an extended match, it's like I know this guy, like you said, is gonna lose. Why am I, investing my time into it?
And why are you going 12 to 15 minutes? Why do I have to watch Adam Cole struggle to fight somebody?
Yeah, I was gonna say, see, that struggle was gonna make me go, well, if you struggle with this guy, we don't even know. How am I supposed to believe your credibility? You're gonna go against these other guys on the roster, like on Dynamite or maybe even Rampage. You just struggle with this guy we don't know for like 10 minutes.
You know what else I seen, Devin? There was a 6-man tag. Billy Gunn and his kids going against another group of random people. Billy Gunn's kids left him. It was a 3-on-1 handicap match, and Billy Gunn just wiped about it 4 minutes. Devin, 4 minutes. Billy Gunn, excuse me for saying this word. The last time we seen this man, I was probably 4 or 5 years old, looking at my mom like, why is this man shaking his ass in the camera? Now, 30 years later, 20-something years later, he's winning triple threat. He's winning 3-on-1 handicap matches. Granted,
I had to do the math. I'm like, 30 years.
See, that's why I changed it to 20, but this man don't listen to me. He always got to listen to see, that's why I don't see, but it's okay. I'm just going to go back into what I was saying. But like, it's just the fact of AEW Dark makes no sense. They put it together and they're like, well, and I feel like that's what it is. They're like, well, it's AEW Dark, it's whatever.
Yeah, like I said, the name, like it's dark.
Yeah, it's AEW
like
Dark. Who cares?
Matches.
We're really gonna get a couple views, maybe what? They probably get on they probably get triple digit views, like probably 200,000, 200,000 there, depending on who they got, 500,000 there. But I'm not interested anymore. I used to watch it because I want to see who's up next, what's going on. There's none of that whatsoever. Now I'm just watching foolishness.
I only have one way to make this make some type of sense. Now, you know how WWE has Raw, they have NXT, they have SmackDown. Then you know how in the middle they'll have like their house shows. So like they kind of, I'm not saying they're always wrestling, but like they kind of just, in a way, I feel like it's overdoing it kind of with the schedule. But AEW, they just do, their Dynamite, and like they don't have as many going around the world type of shows, right?
Right.
I'm thinking maybe that's a way to, I don't know. Then again, it's not necessary. I was trying to say maybe that was their way of trying to keep some people not fresh, but that, I'm like looking like how WWE schedule is, like they kind of like constantly wrestle in a way, versus AEW is kind of like we have a show this week and then next week we have a show. Like it's not as many. Maybe that's their way of keeping people just constantly like kind of keeping it sharp in a way. There we go. Keep people sharp. That makes any sense. It's hard to make sense out of that whole thing, but I'm trying my best.
If you're trying to keep it sharp, why aren't you using anybody on the main roster that isn't getting any TV time? Like before Jay Lethal showed up last Wednesday, This man was nowhere to be found. Why couldn't he fight like Too Cold Scorpio? Why couldn't he fight Adam Cole for a second? For a small chance. How come you have somebody like Jake Atlas who fought on Rampage, even though he's injured right now? That's somebody you could have thrown on Adam Cole. That's an AEW dark match. Adam Cole versus Jake Atlas. Jake Atlas, a guy that you just signed, can barely even use. So you're like, okay, let me just throw him in here with Adam Cole. Let them go 10 minutes. Let somebody with experience go 10 minutes.
You know what? I'm gonna do, and I think my life will be pretty good when I do it. I'm gonna leave AEW dark in the dark.
Yeah.
Because I like I said, I try to make it based. I just make my own head hurt, honestly. Like just trying to put that together with the live events and every. I can't say live event. Every event is live, obviously. I can't do it. I can't. I tap out.
Think about it like this. Most of the time they're not even hometown people. Excalibur will say, hey, we're in Florida going crazy, this and I don't think he'll say it like that, obviously. He probably has a lot more bass in his voice. But he'll say, hey, we're in Florida, we're gonna go crazy, this and the other. There's a decent amount of them jobbers that are from Chicago. Well, at least from where I've seen. I've seen so far a total of 3 jobbers that are from Chicago that haven't won. I haven't seen a jobber win yet. But yet I'm going to AEW Dark to expect what? I'm not expecting we're gonna have these top name people going against losers. I'm sorry. If you're a jobber, that is your job to lose. You're not a loser character-wise, you're not a loser wrestling-wise. That's just your job to lose. So the fact that you can't do that right, and you have to go 15 minutes against Adam Cole, you got to go 15 minutes against Orange Cassidy, you got to go 20 minutes with Hangman Page. For what? When you have somebody already on the roster that can probably take their spot that can go 10 to 15 minutes. Freaking Brian Cage. His wife is talking about all the time. Y'all got nothing for him. Put this man in a match. How come we don't see him on AEW Dark losing to somebody?
Look, this okay. Look, I'm gonna throw in the towel. I feel like I'm looking at you and AEW like in the corner. You just stumping the mess out of it. I'm just like, bro, okay, just stop. Okay,
I just don't understand
because it don't make it don't the whole like when you really look at it on a microscopic level, it really don't make sense. Like somebody out there may enjoy it, but I don't. So it's you don't either. So it's
dang. Devin said, "You don't like it. I don't like it. Let's move on." Like
no. I'm just saying because like I've been thinking. I'm like you got good points, and I'm just like, well, why is it like this? Like, why are you putting like? I mean, just because you put on a 10-minute match, don't make it a good match. It kind of made it a boring match because I knew where it was going. A long match is for a match that's been built up. I want to see these guys duke it out, not no random guy. Come on, I mean,
exactly. Now we have to.
That was tough.
Now we have to make the Raw make sense. Probably even tougher. Devin, Maurice hit Beth Phoenix with a brick. Should she be in jail?
Oh yeah, that's attempted murder.
When she pulled out a brick, I was like, Vince McMahon needs to stop. I'm like, this is getting out of control.
He literally need to stop. So you heard what he said.
Yeah, we can bring that up now. But to be honest, Edge and Miz's storyline, I couldn't care less at all.
Yes.
I literally couldn't care.
Storyline like that should not stretch out this far. It really shouldn't.
And no, I don't. I was tired of it with John Cena and Nikki Bella was going against Miz and Maurice.
That's the thing. That's happened. Then you had Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella go against them. Like that's all they're there for. Like, oh, you a couple in WWE? You finna fight Miz and Maurice. Like that's it's getting kind of old now.
And not only that, you're getting nothing out of this.
Yeah,
even if you win, they got promo from the Miz and Mrs. They got promos for everything the Miz is doing. The Miz probably made a crap load of money just by even showing up on the TV screen for you. So it's like that in itself is just hard to believe. But then again, Edge, I find it hard to believe the Miz is getting paid more than Edge. But just this whole storyline of it, I don't like it. There's nothing interesting about it. I don't care that this is the new Brood and Beth and Edge take blood showers together. I could care less. Like it's just a foolish storyline. What
I said,
is it like?
no, it's just like a scene from Blade or something. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, that's what Edge is talking about. Oh, you guys need a blood shower. I mean, Beth Phoenix came out of nowhere, growling on the center stage for 10 minutes before he enter in the ring. So it's just stuff like that. I'm not liking where this is going. The Miz, he was WWE champion last year, or what, a year and a half ago.
WWE can do that. Like you could be WWE champion and they make it feel like it was like, okay. I was WWE champion. You'd be all mad. They'd be like, okay, and get up out of here.
Right, exactly. He's like, you were transitional champion, bro.
Yeah, like
Transitional.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I think that's just messed up in itself. Devin, you mentioned Vince McMahon and his unruly threat to Austin Theory.
He said he was gonna beat him if he didn't win. He was gonna leave him in what was it, blood and snot and Kleenexes. No, just kidding. Kleenex.
Yeah, some type of liquid, some type of weird liquid.
It was weird. Like I told you, when Brock Lesnar said that. Okay, cool. Brock Lesnar, I can see that. Like, I ain't trying to mess with that. Like, all right, threaten me all you want. I'm finna stand over here. But this man, come on, man. Like, you. I ain't gonna sit up here and let somebody like that say, oh, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna send it to you. Like, yeah, whatever.
He said that with a smile. I'm gonna chop you up, and I'm gonna throw you down on the ground, and I'm gonna take a picture, and I'm gonna send it to your mom. I'm like, send it to my mom.
He could have just said, if you don't beat Finn Balor, I'm taking you out the Rumble. That would have been okay. All right, let me go win. Like, if I don't win, shoot, like, I ain't gonna be. I mean, it's not as. It's better than I bleed with snot and blood. Okay, I would have just been like, I messed this up for you. Like, it ain't got it. It's too much. A little too much.
Yeah, it was really extra.
I get what you're trying to do, but you put too much mustard on it, man.
And he talked about, and way before this, like some weeks ago, he was like, AEW reach a demographic that the WWE doesn't. You know, they have blood, they have this, and WWE isn't trying to, we're family friendly, yada yada. Just to have this, look this man in the eye and be like, yeah, not only am I gonna do this to you, I'm gonna do this and send it to you. When he said send it to your mom, I was like, okay, he's trying to appeal to us, like a younger, not us, but a younger demographic, at least 17, 16. Because I feel like
it's just coming from him. It didn't really go like, oh my God, I'm scared. It was more like, oh my God, you need help. Like, it's just
Like, I mean, if I was Austin Theory, I'd walk up, man. I wish you would.
I would have laughed. I would have been like, yeah, take the phone, do it now.
Like, somebody knock on the door, open it up. It's Brock and Bobby. Thought about some, bitch, you called us? All right, okay, I'll go out there. Yeah, I'll go out there. What you want me to do, Vince? Oh, Finn Balor coming out this match. All right, I got you. But the fact that it came at a cost of Finn Balor. Austin Theory is a great wrestler. Austin Theory, I do like what he's gonna do. We mentioned it last week. We thought his ceiling, we could mutually agree that his ceiling would be Seth Rollins, or what was the name that you picked as well? You said his ceiling would be.
I said like a Randy Orton.
Like a Randy Orton, Seth Rollins. Good comparison, but it's just the fact of, is it gonna take him being with Vince McMahon to reach that potential, or would he have to finally get up out of there? And I think he has to get up out of there with the quickness. I don't think Vince McMahon is gonna help him in any sort.
Yeah, because there's only so much, like, if they're gonna, because every time we see them, they just in that room. Like, if you're gonna go any further with this, it's gonna have to come a little bit more out that room. Like, if that makes sense. Like when you had the Authority, they were obviously, stuff would happen. They interject their power here and there. And it's with Randy Orton, you had, with Evolution, like it will have to, end at the point where he has to break off and kind of just, be on his own and establish himself more. This is a good jumping point. Like a good starting point, but it's not what's going to take you to the, throughout the marathon of it.
Exactly. Yeah. Next is Damian. Damian and Kevin Owens had their match. Kevin Owens faked him out with a knee injury to finally give Damian Priest his first main event clean loss. And it wasn't mentioned. Nobody said anything because, number one, I mean, you were obviously undefeated when you were whooping the Miz all around for 10 months. So obviously you're going to be undefeated. So yeah, I was like, I wouldn't be shocked if you were undefeated. because that's all you had to fight. But when you branch out on everybody, Damian Priest has been a great U.S. champion. But it's just the fact that this wasn't mentioned, this wasn't brought up, and he didn't have to turn into. We didn't have a mention of Damian, which I love. Because man, that dude can go somewhere. Like that whole thing, that whole character can get up out of here for real. Devin, what do you think about Kevin Owens getting a U.S. title shot, and what do you think of Damian Priest's U.S. championship run so far?
His U.S. championship run, it started off pretty good for me. It started off really good. You had like, oh shoot, I'm not. It was Extreme Rules. No, what is it? Yeah, it was that triple threat with Sheamus and Jeff Hardy. But I was more impressed with the match that following night on Raw he had with Sheamus. It was like a no holds barred match. That
Yeah,
was pretty cool. And like, it showed like he can have these long, grueling matches for this United. It gets that prestige. Like they really fighting for this, United States Championship. It was nice. He was trying to have open challenges, like John Cena did. It was nice. Then they started throwing in this. I got this inner, like this inner piece of me that I can't control. And no, don't do all that. Just put on great matches and just be you. Like it was fine. Now
exactly.
you
To be
get yeah.
honest,
Oh, sorry.
no, I was like, to be honest, if I'm a wrestler, and granted, this should be characterized, especially if you're Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens is just walking up to him, hey, bro, just like, don't let Damon come out there. Don't let Damien come out here. Like, I'll just let you know that.
Hey,
Right.
like it's a dog. Like, hey.
Yeah, hey, you about to lock Damien up with you before you come to the ring, bro. I ain't playing with you. Like, but that's the
like,
thing. You're a wrestler.
do he
Kevin Owens.
bite?
Kevin Owens' mantra is fight Owens, fight. If I see Damien lift his hair up, eyes bugging out, looking at Kevin Owens, I'm expecting Kevin Owens to be like, "What you trying to do?" Like, it's like, what's up? Like Kevin Owens has had that fight Owens fight mantra, even if he was stabbing his friends in the back, beating them behind the back. Owens is a sneaky individual. We've seen that in that match. I want him to take this title over Damian Priest, to be honest with
I feel like that's what's gonna happen too. Because this whole, Damien thing with this United States Championship is gonna get dull. Like they even had to dull it even more by going, oh, with this match with Dolph Ziggler, if he even gets disqualified, that won't matter. Like, come on, that's stupid. All because you can't control yourself. Come on, like it's just go get help.
you. And speaking of help, we're just going to mention this real fast and then move on. Alexa Bliss, Jimmy Smith was like, obviously mental health is important. Everybody needs mental health, this and other. But he said something along the lines of, but Alexa Bliss needs it, or Alexa Bliss needs a lot of help trying to connect mental health with Alexa Bliss. And granted, I understand what he was trying to do, but I feel like you just you're on a slippery slope. It's like one of the things you said, and you're like, I don't know, girl. Like you look at the director, like you ever been behind the scenes, you look at the director, like, man, I've been there a couple of times. Somebody said something, I had to look at the director, like, man, bro, I don't know, we getting out of this break. Like, I don't know, we get an A on this one, we get an A on this one. But it's just crazy that what do you think about that? What do you think about just to mention it?
Like I said, I get what he was trying to do, but yeah, that's a real thin line right there. Like where to me, it's not even worth it. Like it's not really a risk worth taking, like making that type of comment, because it's like it's too much of it's a real thing. Like it's like don't play with it. It's unnecessary. Put it that way. Like if it's a thin line, like why even try to play on that line?
Exactly. But last but not least, Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, the friendship gets
Seth
stronger and
freaking
stronger.
Rollins.
That's the craziest part about this Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, because if Kevin Owens wins the U.S. title, I think that's where Seth is going to go, and that's where Seth is going to beat Kevin Owens for the United States Championship if he doesn't beat Roman. But honestly, I love the connection they have because it's like we're friends, right? Like we're cool, but I can't trust you. Like it's one of them like you cool, I like you. He asked, hey bro, you want to go to the store real quick? Nah, bro, you gonna rob me. Like stop it. Like you gonna do something. You gonna do something to get us in some type of trouble. Like get out of my face. Like it's like no, their bond is so is based on the sole fact that they're similar and they can't trust each other at all. That's my take on it. Devin, do you like their relationship and do you like Seth Rollins' chances going against Roman Reigns? No, let me rephrase that. Why do you think Seth Rollins is going to lose at the Royal Rumble to Roman Reigns?
Oh man, that was funny. Hey, so you said I was like, I like his dynamic with Kevin Owens. It's pretty fun because it's just like they're both two of the same characters, just looking at each other like, you finna do something? I ain't finna do nothing. Like, it's just it's cool. It's a little fun thing. Like, oh, that's my best friend, but like I might do something to him later on. It's fun. Like it's fun that makes sense. It makes sense. It makes sense. I'm gonna say it again. It makes sense. Because sometimes they don't get that. But
Yeah,
man, buddy, Seth Rollins, Seth freaking Rollins, yeah, he ain't got no chance. No chance.
he's undefeated against Roman Reigns.
I don't want to hear it. This is a different Roman Reigns we talking about right now. The man was sitting up there whining and crying on SmackDown. When am I gonna fight
He needs
Roman?
help, bro.
When am I gonna fight Roman? Since I don't
Roman
got to
right
fight
now.
him. It had to be a whole bunch of stuff to get forcing him to even get a match. He's not gonna win against Roman. I'm sorry. It's another Roman, this tribal cheat Roman. It's not gonna happen. It's just not.
Devin, the last time I see the Seth Rollins Roman Reigns match, Seth Rollins pinned this man clean with a pedigree.
And when was this?
This was when Dean Ambrose was still a thing.
And that is my point. I mean, a lot has transpired since then. A lot.
Yeah, Roman still needs help and getting some wins. Roman still, as we know, the longest reigning Universal Champion, which I love. And I love, first off, we love that we pretty much called this. We didn't call it, but we said this is something we wanted to happen. That's okay. We got tape. We got tape. We got tape. We both mentioned that we want Roman to hold the title for a year plus. I mean, Devin, do you want to see 2 years of the tribal chief?
You had a little hint of jealousy when you said it, though. I said it with like nice and pride, and I was like, yeah.
You said it with a tear in your eye, rubbing the Roman Reigns poster behind you. He's like, I swear to you, bro, he ain't losing.
Oh, man, I honestly feel I'm gonna make a wild prediction for this year.
What? This the fifth one? It's like the fifth wild prediction.
Hey, just started. I've already been made some crazy takes. I'm thinking that this is the year. I'm gonna say at least around SummerSlam, Roman will lose that Universal Championship.
To be honest, I can't be mad. We've been spot on, at least with title reigns. We've been spot on with Roman Reigns. We were spot on with Big E. We were spot on with Drew McIntyre being pandemic champion. He came back. We was like, yeah, Bobby Lashley coming in, congrats.
Stop funny.
So it's like, this, you're not wrong.
I know.
But so I do like the way we're going with these predictions. But all in all, I really don't see Roman holding it for 2 years. I do see him losing it probably around the same time SummerSlam or a little bit earlier than that.
Because I mean, it makes sense. Like if he goes this entire 2021, the entire 2020, that's too much. Too much. I know you want to push him. I know you want to make him who you want to make him. That'll be too much. We get it. We get it now. At least I know I got it. I don't know about you.
If Brock Lesnar is still a babyface and him and Roman fight at WrestleMania, I could see Roman losing, dropping the title.
That's the thing. I don't see it happening at WrestleMania though. That's for
some reason he already had a great WrestleMania.
Although, okay, I see. Although that would be a bigger shocker. Not shocker. It would be a bigger, like, oh shoot moment if it happened.
Roman Reigns literally stacked up 2 humans together.
Okay.
And won WrestleMania. Like if that isn't WrestleMania moment, like worthy.
He didn't have plenty of them.
Yeah, I'm like, and that was what, the 7th one going on 8th straight. Like, come on now.
He just run together. Like
he just needs to drop this title. I don't say he needs to drop the title soon, but this year.
Yeah, it definitely will be this year.
And that's the sad part, because when he drops the title, I don't want to see him. I don't want to see him for at least a good 2-3 weeks. I want to miss this man.
Do you see Roman in AEW?
Okay, I don't want to see that. That's the
He
last thing I want to see.
he bringing back Liaki. Quit playing. Like
There's certain people on the WWE roster that I don't want in AEW, and vice versa, because your style just doesn't belong. When I heard Daniel Bryan was going to AEW, I was like, man, y'all tweaking. I'm like, man, whatever y'all are smoking. If my mom allows me to smoke, I would allow that y'all to pass me some of that because that is just foolish. But it's just
said that so
the
politely.
yeah. I mean, I had to be. I'm trying to be
would you
cordial. I'm not trying to go to
would you gentlemen please share me with
yeah. Like I can just see everybody just in the corner smoking, just doing stupid WWE takes. Like just like every smoke. Yeah, bro. I just think it's Mickey James' year this year at WWE. What? What are you talking about, bro? Let me hit that. Hey, pass that to me. Like, it's like, hey, bro. Like, but I don't mean to endorse cannabis here or endorse any type of drug here, but I do. I got one more thing that we have to talk about. Then we'll go into the dream match. SmackDown. We won't go too deep into SmackDown because we're going to do that on Saturday or Sunday. But Devin, are you an Aaliyah fan?
I am not currently. I haven't been bought into it. I said that so like I felt like Walter when I said it.
Yeah, I haven't been bought into
I
it.
haven't been bought.
Like, dang.
Yeah, I'm just I'm not feeling it so far. I'm not feeling it, Mr. Krabs. I'll put it that way.
No, I mean, to be honest, I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't like her one bit. And that's not coming to her personally. That's not coming. I just want everybody to know that. That's another thing. When we talk about these wrestlers, sometimes there's so much aggression and I would say in our hearts, but sometimes it mainly just be me going like, "Hey, this is stupid and I hate the world." And but like mainly with me and Devin going our tirades, it's solely based on the character, not based on the person themselves. So when I say this, I do not mean this by the person. Aaliyah needs to go home somewhere. Aaliyah needs to go. We need to see her in AEW dark somewhere because that, to be honest, her and Natalia, when they were going, Natalia talked about the Guinness World Records, and Aaliyah was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. But the way she said it was so fake and so everything that every time she opens up her mouth, it just sounds scripted. She can't fight to me. Her facial reactions are awful. She is literally the epitome of Maria Kanellis back in '05. Couldn't wrestle, couldn't do nothing. Just sat there and like I had enough. Maria Kanellis, pretty established woman now. Back in '05, Devin, were you itching to see a Maria Kanellis match?
I wasn't, no.
Were you itching for a Kelly Kelly match?
No. They were just not.
And now we are not, as of right now, interested in an Aaliyah match. Aaliyah versus especially beating Natalia in 3 seconds, making a new Guinness World Record. Number one, the lady already, just because she didn't ring the bell, Natalia was beating the brakes off her. The bell rings, she rolls up, she just hits her with a roll up. Number one, the match, I feel like the match is already like 7 minutes. So the whole thing just stupid. Aaliyah is not ready. Liv Morgan is way
Oh,
more
I
ready.
thought you gonna say she was not. I'm like, come on, man, don't make that comparison.
That's the thing. Liv Morgan, we see what she can do in the ring. I don't have a problem with Liv Morgan being in the ring. I don't have a problem if there was a woman's mid card champion. Liv Morgan is a front runner. I don't have a problem with Liv Morgan. If we didn't see her do any of this in the past couple weeks, say if she fought Carmella, she fought Zelina Vega, she fought Naomi, say she fought all these people besides Becky Lynch and won the Royal Rumble, I would not be upset. I would not be upset. I would not be dogging her the way I would be dogging her now. But you bring somebody like Aaliyah in our face, who's clearly not ready. I think that is a foolish thing, and I feel like you're setting WWE back 10 years. Am I being too extreme? Am I being extra?
I mean, 10 years ago, yeah, it wasn't good. It was pretty different.
He's
like
trying to say yeah. He's trying to say yeah, but he don't want to say he. How am I being extra?
Oh, I mean, you're not being extra. I just you're probably like 2 degrees a bit more than I'm taking it. Like, but that's understandable. I get what you're saying. I just ah, that's like you said. It's not. I'm not. We're not attacking her. Like, yeah, you suck. You need to stop. You need to go home. Quit. No, it's just some things just need a bit more time to just put it back in the oven real quick. It ain't done yet. Like that's all. Like we may eat it. We might like it. We'll put it back in the oven real quick. That's my standpoint on it. I'm just not. It ain't really clicking for me right now. That whole world record thing. I didn't know that was a thing. Like, don't make her look that stupid, man. Like, it's just come on.
Everything she done, everything she says, every time when I see her face on the screen, Devin, I cannot lie to you. I want to turn the whole TV off, throw
Okay,
it in the hallway, and be like,
okay,
I'm done with
okay,
SmackDown.
okay.
But
So you are going too far, but I forgot you are the man who wanted to throw his Xbox out the window if Liv.
look, if Liv Morgan just wins if she throws Bianca Belair or Doudrop over the top, bro, yeah, my Xbox is gone. I'm sorry. I need to convert to a PS4.
She not throwing them. She may drop kick somebody.
If Liv Morgan has more than 5 eliminations, I'm gonna feel some type of way. But it depends on how it goes. I wanted to see her. I think this will be her spotlight match, to be honest.
No,
But I just don't want them to go overboard.
I don't trust nothing this man say when it comes to Liv Morgan.
But then again, we got Aaliyah in the Royal Rumble. How many eliminations she think she gonna get?
It ain't gonna be that.
Oh yeah. Now if Liv Morgan take her out, I might just stand. She might get a standing O for me. I don't want Aaliyah.
Why you got so much hate in you right now?
I don't have. It's not hate. It's just when I see
aggression or just
yes, aggression. I mean, first off, I hope you guys can hear it in my voice. I'm not sick. I just lost my voice. But it's just the fact. Yeah, I was too busy yelling at my screen at Aaliyah telling her to get off. Like I was like, this is stupid. Like, bro, like to be honest, I don't have a problem with her character. I just want to see her in NXT somewhere. Leave SmackDown, leave Raw, go to NXT. Mandy Rose. I never thought she was a terrible wrestler. I just thought she was an all right one. Like I thought she was the way Liv Morgan is now. Well, Liv Morgan's good. Liv Morgan had a couple tears over it. But when Mandy Rose was there, I thought she was all right. Got the NXT. Okay, you got a little bit of moves here and there. You got a nice with it. Now I kind of want to see you move up. Aaliyah, you gotta go. You need to. No. Because even watching her interview, she was like, yeah, I was at NXT for like 6 years. Oh, really? Whoa. I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. I don't want to say it, but I don't see it. I don't see it. I really want her to get more exposure, but because if I see her one more time over getting more TV time over Naomi, getting more TV time over what? I'm trying to think of some of the divas on SmackDown.
I heard that word in a minute.
But yeah, diva women's wrestlers. Wow.
Oh,
see, I was watching. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm a huge documentary person.
I felt so thrown back in time that I just
yeah, but I'm a huge documentary person. I was watching the documentary like title matches. That's all I do on YouTube. But like so divas slipped out. And that is disrespect. And for me, calling them divas, I feel like that is a level of disrespect. So I will apologize because that is an old term that has died out and needs to stay out. But Aaliyah's under the diva category. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're in the diva category. And every time she comes in on this show, Devin, I'm gonna announce her as the diva Aaliyah. The diva Aaliyah until I feel it in my heart that she's ready and she's gonna go crazy, and I have faith in her. She's just a diva on the SmackDown brand. I'm sorry.
At least it rhymes.
I didn't mean to spew all that venom out in the world, but now we got to get into this.
I gotta listen to some Mr. Blue Sky after this or something like.
Man, I just don't know I don't know. I was just feeling it. It was in my heart, so I had to let it be known. But Devin, we have a dream match, and I ain't gonna lie to you, it was hard. It was hard picking a dream match for this one, just because I just didn't know. who I just didn't know, and there was so many names getting thrown around. But look, you want to know something crazy?
I'm kind of
You,
scared, but I don't even know what to say. Like, you know, built it up like.
I mean, look, we always sometimes the same names come up, sometimes the same different people come up in these. But Devin, can you give me somebody that you're really itching? Somebody that you can be on a pole, a flag pole, not a flag pole, on a tree stump. That's what I meant. I don't know why I got flag pole and tree stump. You can be on your tree
Flagpole.
stump and be like, this guy was the next best thing, the greatest wrestler, the guys that ever. He's that guy. I'm assuming that would be The Rock for you.
I'm gonna go with it, honestly.
So you look at you. Look, he looked at me crazy too. He was like, I
Because
mean,
you know, because my mind was going like in there, but I wasn't. It wasn't where I was looking. And you said, I'm like, wait. All right, I guess.
that's
I'm like,
fine. Because now he has to find his way to beat Bryan Danielson. Devin, even though you said you was gonna go on this tree stump and be like, The Rock this, The Rock that, do your little eyebrows, yeah, everybody getting pie, don't you know how you're happy, sunshine stuff. Devin, who do you have in this match?
okay. This is, man, okay. And I'm gonna have to say, I'm just trying to replay one match in my mind just to get an idea here. This is tough. Yeah, dang, man, I can't stand you. They gonna sit up there and look down on me and everything. Like, yeah, I got him now.
He'd be
But
like, I'd be like, Devin, who you got? He make coffee. He be combing his beard. He give himself a lineman, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, you got me. I don't know. I mean, this is a good match. This is a really
I
good
just
match."
be throwing some weird matches at me. I'm like, what? Okay. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I know I be lingering in these things. Sheesh. And I can't stand you. I'm gonna have to go with wait, which one did you say?
The Rock versus Bryan Danielson.
See, I mean,
And
that was so good.
since
Cause
and
I
since
oh, I'm sorry.
no, since it's your pick, it can be any Rock that you want it to be. So I'm pretty sure it'll go Prime Rock, whichever Rock you
Any
want.
any rock. Oh shoot, any rock. That's still
See,
not
look
gonna
at that.
be
This
really.
you
No.
for those that
No.
are watching on YouTube, you got to see this man smile. Any Rock, any Rock.
No,
I'm gonna
I
pick
thought it
your
was
Rock. I'm like,
my favorite rock of all time is 2003 rock. And I can make a whole episode about that, but I won't do it right now. I won't do it. That rock inspired me right there. But
yeah.
it's gonna shock you the way I built this up, but I gotta pick Bryan Danielson in this against the rock. And only because I know sometimes this don't matter when you look and go, well, he beat this person. That means he probably could beat that person too. Because I just think that man beat John Cena. And
Yeah.
John Cena eventually beat The Rock. So I mean, it's just that would be a dice match. I just feel, yes, The Rock is a bigger frame size. Obviously, he's built bigger. Like that's he has a size advantage. They're going the power advantage as well. But Bryan Danielson, he's just I feel that one he'll still be able to pick him apart once he can get what's that word I want to use for someone weaken the Rock's foundation, which I mean, like the legs, obviously. I can see him, getting them kicks in, weakening the legs. I mean, you taking away that spine bust, you taking away the Rock body, like you taking away his power moves. Like it's some stuff that he ain't finna be squatting waiting on you because if you do the warm, like Bryan Danielson will wear the Rock down. I'll say I don't see the Rock wearing him down. He may overpower him in some ways, but I don't think he's gonna outlast Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson has a bit more in his submission repertoire than The Rock does. Like The Rock, the sharpshooter. That's
And it is a weak sharpshooter.
yeah, it's not
That
even
sharpshooter, high dog water.
that look, I used to see it on like SmackDown with such a mouth, and I'm like, look at this weak little Mickey sharpshooter. Like it's just
That's what oh man, you should have seen this Boston crab that this jobber had on Adam Cole on AEW Dark. He like it was a Boston crab, but he had to switch to a one-legged. I was like, get this man out of
Out
here.
of
Like I
here.
was like, this is awful. I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off.
No, you good. No, that's funny. You gotta go to one leg. Like but yeah, I just thinking about what I've seen Brian Danielson take on and come out. I don't see why he can't take over the Rock. Take over. You know what I'm trying to say. God, like I'm already
Yeah,
defeated. I'm already defeated by going against my own pick. So I'm just meddling my own defeat, making it better.
that's okay. I got you. I'm gonna explain to you why The Rock is a shoe-in for this match because The Rock has a lot of resiliency in him. It doesn't take one finisher to get rid of The Rock. Look at Stone Cold. Look at John Cena. It doesn't take one 8-8. It doesn't take one stunner. It did take one F5. It did take one jackhammer, obviously, because these are swole men. But then again, Daniel Bryan couldn't last against Brock Lesnar either. So when you're looking at that, The Rock, his resiliency in a match, the will to not give up. The Rock isn't easy to get rid of. The Rock has that grit in him. I mean, granted, Brian Danielson, we just started seeing that now. We just started seeing the viciousness of Brian Danielson. But The Rock has the greatest comebacks of all time. The Rock, if you put The Rock's, like when you talk about wrestling comebacks, you gotta The Rock, you have Stone Cold, Luke Dance Press, John Cena, Five Moves of Doom. The Rock has his outstanding comebacks that ended with Spine Buster. And that's the thing. When it comes with The Rock's comebacks come sometimes, most of the times, not most of the time, sometimes it's the end of the match. Once he gets a Spine Buster, elbow drop, not elbow drop, other people's elbow, it's wraps. What comeback do you know is automatic like that? I don't, and most of the time, and that's the thing. He's beating people with an elbow drop.
Relax, relax,
So it's like,
relax. They used to bother me
so
too.
yeah,
It
because
was
I
just look
remember,
so weak on the video game. I'm like, you really finna lose to that?
yeah, because even then, I mean, back when I was little, I was like, yeah, that's right, this raps now. But like now, I'm like, what? I wish somebody would. I mean, you could do that to me while I'm sleeping, and I promise you, I'll kick out that too. Like,
You'd be like, I'm good.
man, I'm like, man, get up off me. What you doing, bro? Go back to sleep. Like, get up off me.
I'd be mad they elbow ass you when they
I'm
did it.
sorry. I just want the Hilltime Championship. I'm sorry. I'll go back in the room. I'm sorry.
Made
Dang,
my
bro, I gotta lock the door now. But
made my elbow ask you for extra impact.
right, I'm like, dang, what's going on here? But look, I got The Rock going into this match because Daniel Bryan has a tendency to slip up. Daniel Bryan always has tendencies to slip up. And we already tell his head has no effect on him whatsoever. We've seen that in the Hangman Page fight. He's headbutting the crap out of Hangman Page. Obviously, he doesn't. And I almost threw up, to be honest with you. Watching Daniel Bryan, a man who has suffered many head injuries, just giving another man headbutts. I'm like, okay, this needs to stop. But then again, you can say that about The Rock throwing chair shots at Mick Foley. Like, this has to stop. But so I think both have edges to them. Obviously, The Rock, '03 Rock is your favorite Rock. Correct me if I'm wrong, that's heel Rock. That's guitar Rock, right? Yeah, exactly. So that man has a whole another edge to him. You already seen he walked out, man. That's one thing I haven't done at WrestleMania, and that's whoop that candy ass. I'm like, man, something along the lines to Stone Cold.
Yo,
So The Rock, and he beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania. So it's like,
that's what I'm saying. That old three Rock was just that was something else. Man would just come out with a leather jacket and some leather pants or whatever, and just roast everybody for no reason.
I'm
And
telling you,
it was all justified. Like,
right. And The Rock, and I was gonna make this analogy because, like I said, I'm a documentary person. This morning, I actually seen that Bret Hart. It was a Bret Hart shoot, and he was talking about how they was gonna put him in line to be Intercontinental Champion, but he said he didn't want it because Rocky Maivia just won it, and he was like that will mess up his whole push. So he was like, "No, I'm gonna let the youngin get his time." And then months later, the Montreal Screwjob happens. So as crazy as that is, you know, we can say if it wasn't for Bret Hart saying no, The Rock wouldn't be who he is now. We could say that if CM Punk doesn't leave out and everything just doesn't explode for Raw, Daniel Bryan isn't in that triple threat match, and Daniel Bryan isn't winning the WWE Championship. I'm just saying that The Rock, more big time matches, big Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan. This man is fighting big time players. Yeah, you mentioned John Cena. That's cute. But you know what? John Cena's our champion. That's for our age. The Rock was beating up our legends, our favorite legends, and then came back and was like, you know what? I see John Cena over there. Let me beat him up too because I got the time. He might, and that's the crazy part. He might come back this year and be like, hey man, I got this golden egg, and all I gotta do is just beat him Roman. Let me beat him Roman. You can have this golden egg, Vince.
Let me with my cousin real quick.
So, and I'm not putting money down on Roman. Oh, no, I'm not putting Roman down on The Rock on that. I'm not putting money down for The Rock because that's not happening. But going to that, The Rock is just big time matches, resiliency on point. He doesn't need any submission moves because he has the basic four that'll put you away. I like his resiliency. I like his chances. The Rock for the win. The Rock for the win.
Funny, man. You've been saying his name like Vince McMahon. The Rock. Oh my
The
God.
Rock.
Okay.
The Rock. Rocky Maivia Devin. My computer is on 9%. Is there anything you want to say before we close out this show?
You
Hey,
feel like
mine ain't dying. That's the crazy part. Mine ain't dying. I don't gotta tell the world this is stupid. I don't gotta tell them. I don't have to bury the whole podcast
but
before my computer dies.
no. But it
Jesus.
was okay. When we started the episode, I was at 100. 100. I ain't gonna go too
Same.
long, so I just heard your situation. That's why I said it was what it was. You go from 100 to 9%. No. So yeah, it was some issues there, but they're fixed now, and that's all that matters. Ladies and gentlemen, I won't keep you too long. Man, 2022 has been really crazy. It's only gonna get even crazier. And hey, we got a lot of stuff coming up on the horizons. Like I said, we're on WoW 110. Man, we're going everywhere, man, and we're bringing everybody with us. So it's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna go too long because computer stuff